She's an award-winning writer, a hunting guide, archery and rifle instructor, keynote speaker, and all-around outdoors woman who encourages you to get outside, hunt, fish, shoot, and savor all that life has to offer. And now, here's your host, Mia Anstine.
Well, hey, hi, hello. I'm so happy to be visiting with you again. Welcome to the Mac Outdoors podcast. I'm always happy when you can visit with me and we can learn, grow, and share. It's a wonderful thing. Since it is the first episode of the year, I, of course, am going to be talking about goals or resolutions, maybe sort of in a roundabout way. Stay tuned because I am going to be giving you some ideas about how to live your best life in 2023.
Do you love the outdoors, open spaces, and the mountains? Shop www.mia.limited/1 and browse the Mac Outdoors Mountains Are Calling series of tees, sweatshirts, and hoodies. These are perfect for you or your loved ones who are proud to show their passion. Buy one for yourself and for your best friend. Shop now and support the channel. That's www.mia.limited/1.
Each year, with the dawning of a new year, we see hordes of people resolving to be healthy and flocking to the gym. Have you ever wondered how many of these people decide to actually change their lives and get active? Something that you could do is head out to the hills, carry a backpack, carry your weapon of choice. Maybe it's a rifle or a bow or a shotgun, and you could head out there and search for organic food. That would be a way of living a wonderful, healthy life. I do wonder how many people consider that as an option. And as a hunter ed instructor, I hope that a bunch of you are planning to head out and explore the outdoors. And if you're already a hunter, heck yeah, I hope you're going to see many opportunities in the outdoors. I'm really not one that's big on making New Year's resolutions. Something that I do is at the end of the year, usually right after Christmas is when I start reflecting, because Christmas causes us to reflect on family who's no longer with us and memories and stuff like that. But once the hustle and bustle of Christmas is done and I clean up from making tamales and having dinner and having friends over or me going to visit friends, there's this lull afterward. And something that I do to keep from being sad after everybody's gone is I will journal. And I hope some of you journal. Let me know. You can email me, contact@miaanstine.com, or message me on social media. You can find me on most social media outlets under Mia Anstine, or you can look for Mac Outdoors on Facebook and Instagram. And let me know if you like to journal and how your New Year planning goes. Maybe you don't have any planning at all, but hopefully some of this stuff's going to inspire you. When the memories are stacking up, oftentimes I think back to a lot of family members that I've lost to cancer, to liver diseases. A lot of different things have taken family members. And so something that I've done is I really have been trying to live a healthy life. I did mention this in a past episode that I've been working to eat healthy and live healthy. And I will link that episode in the show notes for you so you can go back and see what I've been doing to fight inflammation in the body and pain that I've had for quite a while. Part of it, though, is dealing with stress and trauma and things like that. So that's something that I may be talking with you about in future episodes. And something else that we can do is go out and be a part of the community. I've actually shared a few episodes of wonderful things that people are doing in their communities. And hopefully that's something that we can put on our goals, is how we can interact and share with others and make their lives better. Because as Mac told us in a podcast a little while back, there is a great reward in helping others. So keep that in mind. That's something that we can do, is go out and help other people. As we're looking in the year, if you set specific goals, I think that's wonderful. Something that you must do, because 80% of people have failed with their resolution before the end of January, or they have just lost track of their goals. And I happen to be one of those. That's probably why I don't like resolutions, because it seems like it's difficult to keep a resolution. So rather than just setting a new year resolution, you go back and reflect. And this is something that I will remind you to do in a future episode. Maybe you can actually put a reminder on your calendar to remind yourself to go back and check out your goal or New Year's resolution or whatever kind of habit that you had planned to do for the year to make your life better. I'm going to list a few things that are kind of a given when you're looking into the year. Obviously, health is a number one. That's like the number one on every survey that I think I've ever seen, is to be healthy. And by being healthy, a lot of people want to lose weight. They want to become more active. They want to exercise, things like that. Something that you could put on a goal or try to strive for is to eat natural, healthy, unprocessed foods. That can be something that, hey, maybe I want to do this. One meal a day is going to have no processed foods in it. And maybe you're really good and you can do it for 2 or 3. And maybe you can actually even extend that out and do, okay, Monday through Friday, I'm eating all healthy meals. And on the weekend, I might have some fun and eat some cake or ice cream or pasta or something like that. Those are things that you can do to try to make yourself more healthy. Obviously, exercise is something that we all need to do. And I used to be really good. My whole life was exercise. And it just seems like this year, the end of 2022, that is, things kind of slowed down and I wasn't as active as I generally am, which is really surprising to me. But it definitely affects your mood. So you've got to move your body to help your mind feel more positive. It really releases dopamine and it makes you much happier, which also makes your body feel much better, and it leads to you eating more healthy. Something you can do is create habits. I actually created a daily journal or to do list that I have a list of things. And if you are interested, I will share a link to that on miaanstine.com. I will share it in this podcast episode, but there will be a link to it in my shop over there. So you can head over and see if you want to download this. It's a digital planner, so you can download it as a document or you can put it in your GoodNotes app or wherever you use your note taking. But this is something that every morning I sip on a morning tea and I look at that and kind of plan my day instead of just diving into social media. And it really has helped me create habits, because once you can create those habits, they really do keep you on track and it becomes really easy. It also helps your mental health because we're creatures of habit. It's something I used to challenge myself, was like to change things up and just bounce around, because it seemed like it was helping me be more active. But actually what it was doing is it was scattering my planning and it was making me very unorganized and there was just chaos all around. So I don't recommend that. I do know I have friends and family members that can work through that very well. For me personally, I need a routine and a plan. However, be able to pivot and adjust. So if something doesn't go according to plan, be able to go with the flow. That is something that is a wonderful asset that you can have in your life, is being able to go with the flow if something doesn't go the way you planned. And that also is very great for your mental health. The planners, they actually can help you determine a plan of action or a basic plan. That way they can guide you through what you're going to do this day. It can help you figure out what you want to accomplish. And if you're looking to see what you want to accomplish in a day, check that out. And then also step back a little further and think about, what would I like to get done by the end of this week? And put that on your journal or your notepad. And that way you can look at it. But you have to go back and look at it. You can't just put it away and hope that you remember to do everything. So get those plans of actions and what you want to accomplish in a day, a week, and a month, and then reflect back on them. Also, something else that I really hope that you will do this year is think about what experiences you hope to have this year. Which goals of maybe a hunt that you've always dreamed of, maybe exploring a national park. Maybe you want to go to Glacier National Park or some awesome place that you've always dreamed of going, maybe that's what you want to do. Figure out what those places are and then start assessing how you're going to get there. Are you going to need to take time off from work? Are you going to need to save some money for travel? Are you going to need to maybe find some friends to go with you or your family members to go with you? Get all of this stuff down and start writing it down and figuring out how it's going to work. Something else you've got to do is budget. If I'm planning to go hunt elk in October somewhere, I can start planning now. I can check out and see if what kind of hunting licenses I need, how much it's going to cost. Do I need to apply for a draw? Like in Colorado, you have to apply, and the deadline is the first Tuesday in April. So you got some time. That actually the regulation guide isn't even out yet to look at the hunt codes, but that will be another episode. So stay tuned for that. We'll talk about how to apply for hunting licenses, maybe for sure in Colorado, but maybe in a couple other states as well. Look at those things and then develop your plan of action. What do you need to do first? What do you need to do second? How much is it going to cost to apply for this license? Once I have the license, am I going to need to hire an outfitter? Do I have time to go scout myself? If I'm going to be going and taking a backpack trip down the Grand Canyon, maybe I need to start getting in shape for that, which means also, again, head back, get that backpack out, and start hiking and climbing stairs and doing things to get in shape for that. You have to figure out how much time you need to get in shape depending on when you want to go. Maybe you want to go skiing. Maybe you want to figure out which resort you can go to and how much it's going to cost to stay there. Maybe you can get a VRBO. But those are all things that you can do that aren't necessarily resolutions, but they're ways to check items off of your bucket list and ways to be healthy, ways to get your mind healthy and eat healthy, ways to exercise. Yeah, maybe it's not a resolution, but it can be some type of goal that you want to reach. Something else that I really encourage you to do, and I've been doing this for a few years now. Some years it worked out really well, some years it has not. And specifically in 2020, it seemed like I was on task and then everything fell apart that year. And I've been getting back on track ever since because things are quite different now than they were before. So it's amazing what a number on a calendar can do, and also health issues and pandemics and such. But what I like to do is have a word of the year. And this word, when we're looking to decide what it's going to be, maybe your word's going to be health. And you need to put that on your calendar, put it somewhere where you're going to see it quite often, and use that word. Use it in conversation when you're out and about with others. Use it when you're just sitting and listening to a keynote speaker. Are they speaking about your word, or does your word come up in their conversation? My word of the year last year was community, because I feel like we desperately in our nation need community. And I feel partly like this is because of social media, possibly, but I feel like people are very disconnected and separated, and a lot of people have flat out cut each other off. I mean, we can't even learn how to agree to disagree. Instead, we have to just eliminate people in our lives if they don't think exactly like us and things like that. So, community is very important to me, and I've been trying to be more of a part of the community again, which I do get out there a lot. So, I can't say that I'm disconnected, but I've been trying to become more connected and more involved. And when I'm connected to the community, my goal is to make life better for the people around me. And that's something that maybe you could consider, is maybe your word is going to be better. One year, my word was curiosity, because that's something that I've noticed is a lot of people aren't curious about other people. So curiosity was one, and oh my goodness, did I learn so much that year, not just about other people, but about elk and bighorn sheep and mountain goats and bears, and I studied so many different things. So there's another thing you can do, is start studying. Maybe you want to try to read a book a month. As I said in a past episode, I'm going to possibly be starting a book club, and I'll let you know details on that once we get it going. But we will be having a private session where we can all meet up and discuss, if you want to, these books, and I will be sharing the details for that in a future episode. After you've looked at all these things, as I said, not necessary resolutions, right? Are they? I mean, let me know. As I said, reach out, direct message me, comment on some of the posts, wherever you think you want to get in touch. I also have links on my website, miaanstine.com, where you can schedule a private consultation, a private appointment with me, and we can talk about some things. But the last thing that I really want you to think about when you're thinking about your goal for the year, or how you want 2023 to be better than 2022, is I want you to consider, what do you hope your legacy will be? Yeah. What will be your legacy? That is, if I were gone today, what would those around me, those people whose lives I have touched, what would they think? What am I leaving behind? What impact have I made on the world? Think about that. I'm going to just do a quick recap, and hopefully you can come back later, maybe write a list if you need to. But one thing is, yes, go ahead if you want, set some specific goals. But one of the things is to be healthy. Maybe look to healthy foods, exercise, habits, consider your mental health. You can also develop plans of action on how you are going to reach that healthy goal. Consider, what do you want to accomplish in this coming year? What do you want to accomplish? While you're considering that, you're going to have to reflect on what you did accomplish last year. Additionally, what experiences do you hope to have in this coming year? Or maybe you have a goal. What can you accomplish in the coming year? Maybe you're wanting to remodel your bathroom, or something like that. But so in the coming year, what experiences or things can you accomplish in this coming year? Think about a word of the year and write that down somewhere where you can see it and come back to it. And then lastly, what do you hope will be your legacy? I hope this has given you some things and thoughts to ponder, and hopefully ways to assess your goals, get out and maybe get fit, enjoy the outdoors, go hunting, go hiking, go exploring, and live your best life in 2023. Have a great one, and I will be talking to you next week.
Hey, this is Lloyd Bailey, the Armed Lutheran, host of the Armed Lutheran Radio podcast, reminding you that the podcast you're listening to is a proud member of the Self-Defense Radio Network. Check out all the great content at selfdefenseradio.net.